Where is Colonel Ndlovu, the one who was assisting you at the crime scene? Is that Brigadier Ndlovu?
Hello everyone, welcome back to ASR. We've been watching the Senzo Meyiwa trial very closely, and I'm back with another update and an interesting conspiracy theory surrounding the supposed death of Brigadier Philani Ndlovu. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. The resumption of the trial on Monday was stalled by a meeting between the lawyers for all parties and the judge in his chambers. It is reported that Tifo once again pressed on with his submission that there should be a trial within a trial. Tifo would also waste valuable time repeating the motion once the court had resumed. I don't have any legal training, but even I can see Advocate Tifo is getting ahead of himself and failing to respect the legal process. Multiple times the judges told him that he cannot argue his client's confessions when they haven't been presented to the court yet. At the point in which the state prosecution presents the accused confessions to the court, only then will the door be opened to pursue the trial within a trial that Tifo is requesting. Once Advocate Tifo finally stood down, Advocate Mshololo resumed her cross-examination of the state's first witness, Sergeant Mosia. Advocate Mshololo questioned the witness on his qualifications and how eligible he was to be a head forensic on the scene where Senzo was shot. Mshololo in fact seemed surprised he was qualified as a forensic even though he was still just a constable at the time. Advocate Mshololo didn't have much time to question the witness before lunch, but Sergeant Mosia gave an interesting answer when asked where Brigadier Ndlovu was.
Where is Colonel Ndlovu, the one who was assisting you at the crime scene? Is that Brigadier Ndlovu? Right now as we speak, where is Colonel Ndlovu?
Oh, Brigadier Ndlovu who got without certainty, I had rumors that he had passed on.
So you are the only one left to testify regarding the crime scene on the first time when you arrived.
Sergeant Mosia said he had heard that Brigadier Ndlovu is no more, but he cannot confirm it. I think that was a very abnormal question to ask, because if you recall, 2 months ago, shortly after the trial had started, it was reported that the first officer at the scene and a potential key witness for the state had met his untimely demise. But ever since then, we haven't received much information on his burial, cause of death, autopsy, or final resting place. I also found it very suspect that as a colleague of Brigadier Ndlovu, Sergeant Mosia seemed unsure of whether he had died, citing reports and saying he can't confirm it. You'd expect him to have been at the funeral or at least have information about the funeral. The only thing Sergeant Mosia could confirm was that he's the only police official left to answer to the events at the scene on the day that Senzo was shot. I know I have an active imagination, but at this point, we cannot eliminate the possibility that Brigadier Philani Ndlovu faked his death to avoid testifying in the trial. As a high-ranking police official, he definitely has the connections to pull it off. Alternatively, the ambiguous manner in which his passing has been reported may suggest that he took his own life to avoid testifying and giving us his account as the first officer to arrive on the scene the night of Senzo's death. It is very suspicious why Sergeant Mosia was the first to testify rather than Brigadier Ndlovu, who Mosia found in control of the scene that night. Brigadier Philani Ndlovu's shadow continues to loom over the court proceedings, with Mosia referencing him at every turn. So it's even more suspicious that shortly after his death was reported, the MPA released a statement suggesting that he wasn't a key witness in the case. But evidently, he is the missing link that connects this case. Whoever Brigadier Ndlovu is and wherever he is, he has robbed Senzo's family and the nation of the truth of what really happened to Senzo, leaving us with a circus of a trial. There were some other things brought up during Advocate Mshololo's cross-examination of Sergeant Mosia, including the introduction of witness statements from Kelly's neighbors. Unfortunately, trial was adjourned abruptly, so I'll do a proper breakdown of some of the witness statements once Advocate Mshololo has completed her line of questioning. Keep an eye out for the updates. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is ASR, Justice for Senzo.